in yoga practice and in life. It's really good to have those experiences that cause resistance or contraction. Why do we want those? When we notice in our yoga practice that there is contraction in some of our muscles, or it's a little hard to get in some poses, that actually helps us to move forward. As a parent, as a partner, as a co-worker, if you allow someone to run away with whatever they want without any boundaries, without any resistance, then it's harder to move forward. So it is in our practice. In this practice, just notice those areas where you find that resistance or you find some contraction that you'd like to find a little bit more freedom in. We'll be using 2 blocks, or you could find, or if you have a blanket, you could use that. And we'll start the practice lying over 2 blocks to open the front side of the body. I'm putting these blocks in their tallest position. I may find that that's a little bit too tall for me right now, but I'm going to see where I stand. It might be too resistant for me. Now, you can lie back in virasana, which is your pelvis right between your feet, and lie back. You can take your feet in Purvottanasana, feet together in a prayer position, or sukhasana, cross-legged position, whichever you feel like is more accessible. If you can't come to virasana, then go for it. That would be great. So I've got 1 block just below my shoulders, at the touching the bottom of the shoulders, and my head is resting on a block. And from here, just working to find a nice stability with the arms to the side, with the palms open. Close your eyes. To take your spine in this direction, to allow the upper back to come to this extension. It's a wonderful opening, but it's not something that we do during the day. So just allow yourself to take your attention to the breath. And again, if this feels uncomfortable, you might feel like you're at your edge. If it's too uncomfortable, obviously change the posture. But see if you can get a nice lifting quality, nice opening of the front body. And give yourself time to explore that expansion. And maybe even explore the expansion on one side, as in a thigh stretch, or 2, going into a half virasana now, with one leg back, one leg forward. Change your leg position as needed. Find fullness in the pose. in this practice, we'll be doing a lot of opening to the front side of the body. Yoga tends to be more forward bends. The yoga postures tend to be heavily focused on forward bends. So we'll change it up a bit to start with back bends. In sun salutes, there are many forward bends. We'll be doing some of those forward bends, but also add lateral stretches, spinal rotation. Starting with this awareness of the front side of the body. Just allows for a whole new perception coming into your practice. Breathe in deep and out long. Enjoy a nice ease in the breath, a nice feeling of surrender. And notice if there's any areas that feel like you're contracting, you're holding on. See if the breath can help you break through. Rather than this grin and bear it attitude when you find those resistant areas, see how you can create posture that allows you to just kind of tiptoe in. Now very slowly you can come out of the posture, off of your blocks or the blanket. Lie back down with your knees bent, with your hands to the low belly area. Notice the difference as you draw your shoulder blades back. On the in-breath, get as much curve as you can manage. On the out-breath, press the waistline back to the mat. In breath, find that full curve. Exhale breath, draw back. In breath, out breath. Keep the low back pressing to the mat. Lift your toes up, press your heels. Keep the low back pressing back. and start stepping away from the pelvis while the low back is still pressing down. At some point, you'll feel like the low back wants to pop up, so step your feet back. The legs are really alert with the toes lifted. You can park your feet down and roll over to come to all fours position. In all fours position, turn your hands slightly out so you have a nice external rotation. Tuck your toes under and inhale. Draw slightly forward so the shoulders are slightly forward of your wrist creases. Now draw back and release your head. Draw forward, way forward, lift your sits bones. Draw back, draw from the navel back toward the spine to get the back body full. Inhale, rise up, all fours position. Rock forward. Exhale, draw back. Stay in this tabletop position and lift up your left leg. Try to lift the left knee really high and as if making circles, full big circles with your kneecap. See about getting a little bit more mobility in the leg. Now do the opposite circle movement. Release the knee down with the right knee lifted. Lift it high. Make circles again. And now come the opposite direction. And park your right knee down. Now reach your left knee to the side like it was. Extend it out behind you, straight leg. Park the left foot to the outside of the right knee and bow in. Try to bring the pelvis back a little bit more. Lift up to all fours position. Reach out to the side again and down. Lift your right leg up. Make a circle with it. And reach back. Step it to the left side. Press down through the base of the big toe. Draw your pelvis back. Try to keep your right foot vertical. Just bow in. Just allow your awareness to go to that side that feels very resistant, that part of the pelvis that you're feeling these movements in. Pause there. Allow the breath to keep a nice full, expansive feeling. Even as you feel that slight contraction in the pelvic area. And rise up Come to downward facing dog. Again, externally rotate the hands. Lift your pelvis up and go wide with your feet. So you go wide with your feet, maybe as wide as the yoga mat is. Bend your right knee quite a bit. Take your left hand somewhere to the outside of the right leg and come toward a straight right leg. Lift your right heel up again. Reach your left elbow down slightly and come toward a straighter right leg again. One more time. Bend the knee. Reach your elbow down and come toward a straight leg. Release. This feels too much on your hands. Then walk your hands a lot closer to your feet. Bend your left knee. Take your right hand somewhere to the outer left leg. Now slowly come toward a straight left leg. Bend the knee again. And you move toward resistance as you drop the right elbow a little bit closer to the mat. You find a little bit more resistance with the leg. One more time, bend the knee. Reach with the elbow, reach with the left heel. And release your hand. Come back to take your toes off the mat. Keep your heels on the mat. Press back into the heels and lift your arms up. Pull your feet in toward each other. Get this nice engagement of the legs pulling in. You're not coming to a full squat, but as if you're drawing the pelvis down to the mat. Keep a strong action of the legs. Before taking the hands down, walk your hands toward the front of the mat. Walk your feet to the front of the mat. Place your hands to the low back and rise up. Reach up and back. Take the arms in an elbow frame and press the head back to your elbow frame to open the chest more fully. Keeping that, take your hands away from the head, reach back and draw down. Step your right foot back, take your right knee down, rise up. In this low lunge, take the arms behind your head again. Press your head back. Open the chest nicely. Reach up and back. Now twist, turn to the right and rise up. Turn to the left and rise up and release down. Step the back foot forward. Place your hands to your low back. Rise up. Pause in Tadasana, the strong mountain pose. Enjoy your breath. Take your arms up, back, make an elbow frame. Make the frame just slightly different than last time. Different arm forward. Press your head back to really open the chest. Reach your hands back. Take your hands down. Step your left leg back. Bring it down to the mat. Lift up. Reach your arms up. Fold them into the elbow frame. Press back to open the chest. Reach back. Open to the left. rise up, open to the right, rise up and back, and release your hands. Step the back foot forward and place your hands to the low back to rise up. Step your left foot back. With the left leg engaged, you're hugging the feet in toward the midline as if there was a line up in your mat. Hug the feet in toward each other. Bend the front knee. Take your arms forward and plug the shoulders back. Again, arms go forward. Now the heads of the arm bones go back. One more time. You reach forward. You plug back before reaching up. The back leg stays strong. And it strong and resilient. The front leg just enjoys a little bit more freedom through that strength. Keep that. Take the arms behind you. Hold on to the elbows. As you hold on to the elbows, just draw forward slightly. Once again, you feel a little resistance to going deeper into the pose from the back leg, but find that way to just bow in slightly, keeping the spine elongated. And just observe the freedom with stability to the front, with stability to the back leg. You feel this freedom to draw yourself a little deeper in the pose. Now inhale, rise up, free your arms, and step the back foot forward, the right foot back. Park your back foot. Bend your front knee. Keep the back heel drawing down into the earth. Take the arms behind your head and press your head back. Keep that. Reach up and back. Now release your hands. Hold on to the elbow frame. The second way to do that, we all have our habits, so see if you can just change it up slightly in this practice on resistance. Just start noticing some of the habits you have in your practice. Keep the back leg solid. Draw slightly forward, slightly down. Find that place of ease through the stability of the back leg. Can you use that sense of resistance of the back leg to find that freedom? To go forward in your practice. Now inhale, rise up, lift out of the pose. Release your hands and come to a seated pose. You might want to come to a seated pose in that wide stance that we were in with the toes turned out. So bend the knees, draw your pelvis down, reach your arms forward. If it feels accessible to you, take your pelvis all the way down and find the mat. Once you're on the mat, take the hands behind you. Fingers are pointed toward your toes. Draw back so that you have the freedom to squeeze the elbows in toward each other. Do that again with the legs active. So lift your toes up, pull pull from the heels to your pelvis. Bend your elbows again. Press down through the base of the index finger and pull as if pulling the hands together. Pull the hands together, come towards straighter arms and nice open chest. Try to keep that. And can you step your feet out just a little bit, keeping this nice openness in the chest. Lift of the toes. Step back and release your feet down. We started the practice with a nice openness to the front side of the body. We'll come to Purvottanasana, lifting the pelvis as a way to continue that work on length to the front side of the body. So with your hands back still, with your heels still pulling in toward your pelvis. This time the toes are down, but you're still pulling in to get these hamstrings to help you on the lift. Press down. Pull from the feet toward the pelvis. Get a nice openness to the chest. Lift up. Enjoy the pose. Now release your pelvis down. We'll give the wrist just a little bit of a break. Take the feet together in Baddha. With your feet in this prayer position, pull the feet away from each other in an isometric action. And notice how the knees, and notice how it feels like the thighs are growing. They're getting longer. Maybe you can even take your feet closer to your pelvis. I like holding on to the shin bones. It makes me come slightly forward. I'm still pulling the feet isometrically away from each other to get that feeling of length on the top of the thighs. Good. You're sitting tall on your sits bones, sitting slightly forward if possible. Now release out of the pose. Step your feet once again in the action that we were doing. With your toes lifted, with the heels pressing down, the hands behind you, fingers pointing toward the toes, bend your elbows again. Hug the elbows in to get a nice lift of the chest. And again, bend your elbows. Hug in as you press the heels, as you draw the heels toward the pelvis. Now take the toes down. Keep on drawing the heels toward the pelvis. Lift your pelvis up. And rather than make a big belly, can you tone the belly slightly? Not so easy. And then release your pelvis down and extend your legs out with the legs straight, heels pressing down, heels pulling in toward your pelvis. Come slightly forward. Maybe a slight bend to your knees so that you can once again feel like the hamstrings are helping you out in this action. And inhale, rise up. I like a little bit more comfortable sitting position as I take weight away from my feet. So with the heels pressing and the toes lifted, just like we were doing, pull the heels in toward the pelvis. See if you can stay slightly forward. Obviously, when you lift the feet up, it's going to be hard to stay forward. But see about just lifting the left foot up. See how that feels. You feel like a nice engagement of the front of the thigh. Lift your right leg up and release down. Pull in from the heels to the pelvis. Lift both feet up. You can hold on to the backs of the legs or you can free your hands and release your feet down. Take your feet once again in Baddha konasana. In Baddha konasana, same actions of the legs. I'm elevated now because it gives me a wonderful sense of being forward on the sits bones. And it allows me to open the chest nicely. In many practices, there's a manual adjustment to the inner thighs to help us out as we extend our legs nice and wide. But coming from an elevation, if you just come forward to that elevation, you'll feel like the adjustment of the posture allows for a strong inner spiral. So the back of the buttocks is still slightly lifted by the blanket if you've got some height there, but you have a strong inner spiral of the upper inner thighs. Keep that. Draw over to the right, palm facing up to externally rotate the arm. Take your left arm up and reach it over. And just pause. Notice how you feel lightness on the left side as you take more weight over to the right. So see if you can adjust your posture. Maybe it means slightly coming out of the posture to keep the feeling that the pelvis is grounded. And rise up. Keep your toes active, your heels pressing. It's almost like the heels are pulling in toward the pelvis, just like we were doing earlier. And now reach your left hand, palm facing up to the inner calf area. Reach your right arm up and over. And the same thing with all this upper body weight to the left leg. You feel like you might be a little bit lighter on the right side. So see if you can root down through the right side. Keeping that, inhale, rise up. Take your feet back to Baddha konasana, pulling the feet away from each other. Get tall, sit tall, and draw forward. The object isn't to get your chin to the feet, the nose to the mat. Get a sense of length from the pelvis to the knees with a nice elongation of the spine. And rise up. Lie on your back. With your knees bent, take your hands to the low belly area again. Let the hands just have that sensation of fullness to the low belly area as the diaphragm dips down to move your organs in that area. And then press the fingertips back toward the spine on the exhale. Just a few more movements there, like we did earlier in the practice, in spinal flexion and extension. Now come just about halfway between the extreme movements that you just did. So you have a natural curve with your right foot lifting up on its own power with your arms in a cactus pose. Externally rotate your right foot and bring your right foot just slightly over to the right. You've got to really engage the left side of the body because there's a lot of resistance going on here. To counterbalance the weight of the right leg going to the right, really have to work the left side to keep the balance. Come back and release your right foot down. Lift your left foot up. Externally rotate the foot. Reach it over to the left side and keep that engagement, that stability on the right side. Even work with your breath to see if you can get the back right side ribs to press more fully. Keep externally rotating the foot, spread your toes, keep that engagement, and lift your left foot up and release the foot down. Straighten your left leg. Take your right foot on top of the thigh with the left hand to the outer thigh area. Just draw over to the left. See about straightening the right arm as you take the right knee to the left. So even though the right ribs are lifted because of this twisting action, this rotation of the spine, see if you can bring a little bit more fullness to the left side ribs. And release out of the pose. Take the arms back in this cactus action. Extend your right leg. Park your left foot gently above the knee and draw over to the right side. You can straighten your left arm. Keep your left shoulder where it is. And now see about lifting the right side ribs. Find more fullness there. The right side likes to resist, kind of collapse into it. But see if you can just create a little bit more of a counterbalance. And slowly release out of the pose. Draw your elbows in and press the elbows to the sides of the body, but just take your hands a little wider. You can draw the shoulder blades in, lift your pelvis up. It's an awkward action in a bridge pose, but you start to feel those areas that are a little bit more contracted. It enables you to give those areas just a little bit more tension. As we were doing in Purvottanasana, the heels are pulling in toward your head to get your hamstrings more engaged in the actions of the pose. Keep that. Have a nice ease to the breath. And slowly release your pelvis down. Release your feet. Close your eyes. Assimilate these actions. In this practice, we're just kind of noticing any resistance we have, how we can play with that to create a little bit more freedom or ease in the pose. Sometimes it takes just a little bit more engagement. In this pose, we're just allowing a settling of the pelvis and the shoulders. So you feel a complete ease in the legs and the arms. Keeping that attention to the breath. In breath through the nose. Out breath through the nose. So the breath feels very free and natural. Thank you for exploring resistance as a way to grow our practice. Namaste. Thank you for exploring this idea of resistance as a way to grow our yoga practice and grow our strength and awareness off the mat. Namaste.